I have a $600 beast of an adjustable bench just sitting over there in the corner collecting dust. So why have I been absolutely crushing my workouts over the past month with this Synergee adjustable bench? The No Fade channel, checking in. Jonathan here with an adjustable bench that is under $300 and may very well be a contender for the best budget adjustable bench of 2025. I bring you the Synergee Wingback adjustable bench. In a world with skyrocketing home gym equipment prices, the Synergee Wingback adjustable bench has a lot to offer at a low price tag.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Price. And it hurts my feelings just to say it, but we live in dark times. And a $300 bench that is safe, looks nice, and has vertical storage is absolutely a deal. Now, this Synergee Wingback adjustable bench can be found on Amazon for $300. And the good thing about Amazon is that the shipping is, of course, free, and you get that beautiful Amazon return policy where they guarantee basically everything. Now, you can go on the Synergee website and use my code NOFATE5 to get 5% off. So it starts at $300, it brings it down to $284, you get free shipping. But if you do have an issue, you're gonna have to go through Synergee to work it out. I will say, if you've got an Amazon gift card, clearly go through Amazon. But if you want the lowest price, check out their website with my code NOFATE5.
What's in the box?
So what do you get for 3 C notes in this adjustable bench? Well, it comes in at a fighting weight of 80 pounds. That means it's gonna be heavy enough to be sturdy and stable, but light enough to pick it up and move it around. Now, it does have 11 gauge steel, which we always like to see. And for those of you that want options, yep, you've got options. Count them, 10 seat back positions, everything from 0 degrees up to 85 degrees. Now, personally, I only use 4 different angle positions for the seat, but it's nice to have options. And as far as the debate between 85 versus 90 degrees, I prefer the 85 degrees. It's not that big of a difference, but for some reason, I just feel it a lot less in my rotator cuff when doing overhead press. This bench is not going anywhere. It's pretty stable, especially when it's flat. Obviously, you're not gonna have it tip. Now, when I was doing front-seated lateral raises on here, even at the front of the bench, I didn't have any give left to right. Now, even at an angled position like this, you'll see there's really no give in the bench, and I'm trying to like torque the heck out of it. Now, if I just put my hand at the top and push, yes, it's gonna wanna tip over, but that's because it has like a 3-point system, and I'm putting a lot of torque at the top. When you're benching with this, whether it's an incline, overhead press, or even flat, it doesn't really want to go anywhere. It's a solid bench. Now, part of that stability has to do with the feet. They're coated in rubber. There's a gap between the actual bench itself and the floor. And what I like about that is you get that high friction surface because of that coating, keeping this thing ultra stable, but also it prevents moisture from coming up through the floor into the metal and helps prevent rust in the long term. Typically with budget benches, you can get any color you want, as long as it's black. Now, this does come with a black powder coat for the base, but you get this nice enclosed ladder system that has a highlight of red. I like that for 2 reasons. One, as you can see with my home gym, red and black is the theme, so it fits right in. It looks really nice. The ladder system is got a glossy finish to it, which I like, but I do like the ladder system so that when you are picking this thing up in terms of the angle of the bench and putting it back, this piece doesn't just fly off into no man's land. It's a nice little touch that you don't see with a lot of the lower end benches. In any home gym, yes, space savings is always at an absolute premium, and most of the benches these days, especially the higher end ones, come with vertical storage. Some of the budget ones don't, and it's nice to see that Synergee delivered on that vertical storage, giving you just the extra option to tuck this thing away when it's not in use. Mind the gap. Like most adjustable benches, you're going to have a gap here in the middle. It's 1.5 inches, not that big of a deal. Just ask your wife. And the beauty is this middle bolt is actually recessed. For the entire month that I've been using this thing, clanging and banging away, that gap has never been an issue for me. Probably won't be an issue for you. Now, one issue, depending on how you lift and your lifting style and how you like to get after it, is that this does not do decline, okay? It does incline, it does flat, no decline. Now, for me, that's not a big issue because I almost never some would say never, do decline dumbbell or decline bench press at all. So the fact that it doesn't have it, I'm not really missing it. If you are one of those people that happens to like that in your training, or every once in a while it pops up in your programming, you can do what's known as a poor man's decline. You simply get some plates and put them underneath this front foot to bolster it up and give yourself a decline. And if you're a person like me that only uses maybe decline bench press once a year, that's a perfect solution rather than having to go out and get a FID, flat incline, decline, adjustable bench and pay that extra money. Now this bench comes in at an 18-inch height. And I know for most of you professional power lifters out there, that's a no-fly zone. Call that signal off, Maverick, because you only bench on 17-inch benches. That's the professional number, and you need to have that in your home gym. But for everyone else that isn't ever going to put on a singlet and get on a platform to see how much they can bench, bro.
What do you bench?
They are going to be just as happy with the 18 inches. For me, as a taller individual, I actually like the taller bench. I'm getting older, and just getting up and kind of sitting down on this thing is a little bit easier than the 17-inch benches. Now the pad, this is where the rubber meets the road for that $300 price tag. Now, most budget adjustable benches have a flat, slippery vinyl covering. It's like a slip and slide. You just kind of throw yourself back and you may just go off the back end. This does have a little bit of a grip to it, but it is still vinyl. If you are a massive bench presser and you love to just hit new PRs and brag to your friends how much you can bench, or you're a professional power lifter, this really isn't going to be for you, because most of those individuals want to get tons of grip when they kind of dig in their shoulder blades into the pad in order to kind of lock in before they press that weight. I will tell you the one upside of this over a higher end, more sticky, more grippy pad is that it's actually easier to clean. Now, if you're hypochondriac like me, you love spraying your equipment down and cleaning off your sweat, your pre-workout, blood, whatever you may have on that thing. Now, with the higher end benches, you do get tons more grip, but that's because they are more porous. That's where that grip comes from. The problem with that is that if you spill pre-workout, or you just happen to sweat, or you're extra oily, you're gonna find that there's gonna be sections that you're not gonna be able to clean. It's very, very difficult. I've tried foaming rug cleaner. I've tried a whole bunch of stuff and it almost never comes out. Whenever you make any purchasing decision, you don't do it in a bubble. You need to look at the competition. So let's look at a few pieces. Titan Fitness, their Elite Series FID bench that can do flat, incline, and decline. That comes in at $300 also. It can do decline, but as I mentioned earlier, many of you never do decline, and the poor man's version of just throwing a few plates on the front end tends to work itself very well if you're only going to be doing it once or twice a year. As far as the Titan Fitness Elite Series, you do get the Titan Fitness customer no service. You have to deal with that, but you also get the fact that it comes in black with chrome. Those are the only colors you can get. The beauty of Titan Fitness is that they're always throwing sales and coupons, so that $300 price tag, if you time it right, may be a little bit less. Now, it can do decline, but one thing it doesn't have is this caged ladder system, and I actually really like it. Not only does it look really nice, but it tends to make it operate a little bit easier, especially if you're like me and you're quick to just pick this thing up and throw it down. You don't want this just kind of sailing off. Rep Fitness Equipment. They're known for their adjustable benches. They have the AB3100. Comes in a few colors, comes in with a price tag of $269. Now, Rep Fitness doesn't throw any sales like Titan does, but $269 is a solid $30 savings. The only caveat is you cannot store it vertically. One thing I like about the 3100, because I owned one for over a year and a half down here in this home gym, is that the pad had more grip and it was slightly thicker and denser compared to Synergee. One negative with the 3100 is that you cannot store it vertically. And if you're lifting in a tight space, whether it's your basement, your bedroom, or your closet, you may want to factor that in. Rep Fitness also has the AB3000 2.0. This one can do decline bench press, but you're gonna have to pay $50 more to get it. At the end of the day, when it comes to adjustable benches, when you spend more, you typically get more. More accoutrement, more nice bells and whistles, more of the colors that you may prefer, or the padding that you may prefer, or even the decline option that you may prefer. But at the end of the day as well, there's no high-end expensive bench that's ever going to add any amount of weight to any of your lifts.
No.
A budget bench is going to work just as well as a really expensive bench, and your numbers are not going to change. You really got to ask yourself how much money you have, what's your realistic budget, which color combination you actually like, and what are some of the features that are must-haves. For me, I have to have vertical storage. I just move around stuff too much in this home gym not to have it. I also need to have a good color combination. Yes, I will admit most of the equipment that I buy is based off of looks and looks alone. Just the way that you found your wife. Should you use my affiliate links in the description and my massive coupon NOFATE5? It doesn't matter. Just watch these 2 videos next. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.